This is once was a indoor cat. He decided the outside was for him. And then we have the reason why we're out here. Hi! Hi, baby. He was a bottle lamb. Hi, baby. I'm coming. Yep, you were a bottle lamb. Yeah, last year. Yep. Hey, Dre, get your horns away from my car. Come on. Let's go. Come on, buddy. There we go. There's the gang. Of course, the donkeys. Hi, girls. Come on. They don't like Dre. They have their standards. So we'll just get some water on. So, good morning. We do this every day. Come out here and feed our sheepies and our donkeys and our horses. And the chickens are all, they got their stuff, so they don't have to be done every day. We do them about every 2-3 days. So let's get my posse here. Let's see, so we have, I think there's, come on, there's 11 lambs and 6 adults, so whatever that is. Come on. So this is what they're waiting on. They want some alfalfa. This is we're getting to the end of summer, so we have to give them some hay supplement. Well, I probably don't have to, but they got babies, and I want the babies to grow, well, so they get extra feeding. So let me pull the Kubota out and get some hay for them. We can enjoy our morning routine. We do this every day. When you have a farm, you can't be sick or, hey, get out of the way. There's always one. Well, the horses are yelling this morning. That's different. I think because the neighbor's got a horse on the other side of the fence. So let me set you down here on the Kubota so you can, or somewhere over here, so you can enjoy the morning feeding. Let me flip it around so I can see what you can see. There we go. Let's see, you're gonna stay there. Gonna stay there without falling over. That would be nice. All right. Okay, so let me throw some hay. Good morning to everybody that's come. Thanks for joining us for morning chores on the farm. So while you guys are all sitting in bed watching videos, I'm out here feeding. That's what we do. Hey, you can jump in, say hi, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and you can enjoy some more content from our farm. We'll get to the horses in a minute. We're just going to do the sheep and donkeys first. All right, so let's get some alfalfa. Oh. So this is what they're after. They're after alfalfa. It has stems and then little it's basically like clovers. This is what they want. Hi, Laura. Thanks for saying hi. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. All the stuff and things. So there goes the horde. That's what they're after. I got to throw another one out or they're going to start beating each other up. Okay, second one out, and now they're going to get some meadow. So meadow's a different hay, different grass. Let me pull this down here. Donkeys will come over here in a minute to join everybody. I hear Duende, he wants out. So this is meadow hay. You can see it's more of a grass. And that's a low sugar hay. They don't need any extra sugar in their diets. It's just normal grass. Oops, I got string in there. Whew. So the donkeys eat a lot of the meadow. They really don't need the alfalfa. Alfalfa's high protein. And they don't need the extra protein because they'd be fat. They're starting to mosey over here. Anyway, they're eating. Here comes the donkeys. Let me flip you around here. Here comes the donkeys. And Amy's over there. So they're getting into position. So you can see the alfalfa flake is going to disappear rapidly. And there's the other alfalfa flake. And then they've got their hay here in the mangers. All right. So let's head on over. I've got to shut a gate. Hi, Karen. Thank you. Yeah, they are hair sheep. They actually are not goats, they're sheep. Everybody calls them goats because the horns, but they are hair sheep. And they shed, so I don't have to get them sheared. And they're disease resistant. Very hardy sheep. They're really good here for the hot, dry summers. And they handle the winter really well too. Yeah, thanks for coming. And make sure you give a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. That would help us tremendously. And we're on our way to 3,000 subscribers. So I hope you enjoy some of our farm stuff. So what I'm doing now is I'm just running over here to close a gate. So after the horses go into their paddocks during the day, I open these two gates here. So this gate here, I open it for the sheep. They go under stuff anyway, but the donkeys move around with the sheep. So I open the two gates, and then the sheep and donkeys have free run of the whole 5 acres. Yeah, I love my horses. I was in the military. I'm a disabled veteran, so I couldn't have horses for many years. I had them briefly when I was a teenager, and rode here and there when I was in the military, but waited until we were able to find a place that we were going to settle for retirement before I came and got horses again of my own. And then we bought this place about 7 years ago, and everything on the property we built, so except for the house and the original garage, but everything here, all the arena, the round pens, the paddocks, we fenced everything. And yeah, there's a lot of fencing to do. Even 5 acres is not considered small, but boy, there's a lot of fencing to do. And then we've just been picking away at the projects over the years and getting them, kind of where we want them. So now the horses are ready to go out. So let me go in here and get the boys out. And then I have to get the Kubota in the barn after the boys go out, because the donkeys will be over here and they'll raid the Kubota. To them, it's a buffet. It's like being at Golden Corral or something. Like, oh, the buffet cart. All right, so now we're in the barn, closing the doors, getting ready to put the horses out. I'll set you down somewhere over here. The neighbor has a horse over there for his nephew, and it's by the fence now, so they were kind of upset yesterday. I'm coming. So it's it's the neighbor's nephew's horse that I thought was going to the neighbor's nephew's place, but it's still here. So, all right, I'm gonna get Oreo out first. So yeah, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, subscribe, do all the stuff and things, help us out. Come on, baby. Come on. Oreo. Come on. Oreo, come on. Oreo. Yeah, he's watching next door. I'm gonna have to get him up here. Come on, bud. The horse is running the fence line over there. It's a young horse, so it is lonely. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. All right. Come, you can go out, but you got to go out. Come on. Come on. I don't know if you could hear that. He's blowing. Come on. Come on. Outside. 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 Out. Out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm going to have to get the halter. All right. Well, he's fixated on the young horse next door. So let me get a rope and get him out of here. So I like them to get some out time in the pasture so they can get some fresh grass and, you know, do horse things. Come here. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. There we go. There he goes. Outside. All right, we got one down. Let's go get the other one. So that's Oreo that just went out. And there's Duende. Duende. Hi, bud. I'm coming. All right. Yep. He's like a wrecking ball. So they're both out now. All right, so they're out. So now what I do is I clean the stalls and get the hay done for the day. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm going to bring the Kubota in now. Save it from getting eaten by the donkeys. So just give me a second. I'll be back on camera now. Kubota is rescued, keep it from getting mauled by the sheep and donkeys. So now we're back. So thanks for hanging out with us. I'm just going to clean the stalls and get everything redone. So you're welcome to hang out for a little bit. Check out some of my other videos. Let's see. I'll just go start getting my chores done. So you guys can chime in and let me know if you have any questions. The chores only take about 10 minutes, so it won't be that long. And let's see, where can I put you? Probably over here, so you're out of the way. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Whoops. Doesn't want to sit there. And I don't like the glare there. There. Stay. Let's see if it'll stay. So the horses are, Oreo is 5 years old, and Duende is getting closer. He's almost 2. He'll be 2 in October. So he's still a yearling. And a growing boy, eats a lot. And as growing boys do. So you're just looking at the mirror cart. Let me move this over here. Let's put this over here. It's a little better. Okay, so then I just clean up the stalls and then fill it with hay. A manger over here in the corner that we fill with hay. So I only have to do that once a day. That way they always have hay to eat, keeps their stomachs in good order. These horses eat about 18 hours a day, so they need to have hay in front of them all the time. where you start having tummy issues, which we don't want to have tummy issues. And they're pretty clean. They generally go to the bathroom in the same spots every day, which makes cleanup pretty easy. And then I'll go out and I'll check outside. Oh, kind of cattywampus there. Move that over there. You can see the sheep are pretty low maintenance. They don't require much other than food and water. The horses require a little bit extra work. There's some of the professional riders, they have people. They have people that do stuff like this for them. I don't have people. I do it all myself. Yesterday I was grooming the arena, getting it ready to ride, and I'll get that watered this morning when I'm done cleaning. And then at some point this morning we'll go out and ride. Oreo's still a bit fixated on the young horse that's running the fence next door, so I'll have to do some lunging to get him focused on the task at hand. Otherwise, he'll be a pain in the neck. Anyway. So where are you guys located, those of you that are watching? Would you put in the comments where you're located? It's always interesting to see where people are from. Okay, so now we're going to do quick little droppings outside. I just put them under the fence and get the tractor later and scrape it. All right, and then their water is filled. I topped it off last night, so I don't have to do that. So let me get some hay here in a minute. Move my little cart over here to the other stall. That way we'll get that stall cleaned. Let's see, does he have poopers outside? I think he did. Yeah, he's got two outside. The other rake. I'll go over. This one I have to put water in the stall. I dumped it last night, but I didn't refill it. So let me get Duende's hay done. Oh, I got to cut another bale. So here on the Kubota, I have the meadow hay here. I usually have another bale up top, but we just finished that one, feeding the sheep. And then I have the alfalfa here. You can see the difference. See, it's got stems and leaves, and this one's just like blades of grass. So that's how you tell the difference. And then these are 3-string bales, so they weigh about 100 to 110 pounds a piece. They're quite heavy. And I fill up the Kubota. Right now I'm filling it because I'm feeding the sheep. I'm filling it like twice a week. And then feed off of it. And where's that 3rd string? I can't find the 3rd string here. Hang on a second. Put you right there. And this Kubota is the bigger size, which we upgraded about 3 years ago to this bigger one because it holds more hay, and it's was well worth the investment, let's put it that way. Holds a lot more hay. It's makes work easier. So now I'm going to fill up his manger first with the meadow hay. So, and that was on the ends. The flakes are bigger than that. So I take quite a bit of hay off at a time, 3 to 4 flakes at a time. And then we put it in the manger here. I've started putting it on its side because he ends up pulling quite a bit of it out of the manger and makes a mess in the afternoon. So I've been experimenting with how to put it in there so he doesn't make as much of a mess. And putting it on its side kind of reduces the amount that he can pull out of there. All right, so that is pretty close to a quarter bale of hay. Yeah, it's about a quarter. And then he gets a flake of alfalfa. Looks like too much of it wants to come off at once. Looks like 2 flakes came off. That's fine. And this is for protein and energy, the alfalfa. And then this is for their grain. So, and I had to tie them onto the thing because he pulls them off as he's eating his very large head. So that's him done. So that's his hay done. And he used to the top, but then he pulled too much of it out and made a big mess. So that's the alfalfa, and that's the meadow hay. And I need to top off his water. They each have water buckets inside their paddocks because I close the doors, the run-out doors while they're outside. If I don't, the sheep come in and steal everything. So we flip you around again. And then we're going to get Oreo cleaned up here. So this is his preferred spot. I use the shovel, it's just for me it's a little easier. If I use the pitchfork rake thing, little bits and pieces get left behind. So I just scrape it with it's actually like a snow shovel. I don't even know where I got it. I've had it for so long. And I've tried to replace it actually. I tried to find another one and I couldn't find one. Now we are here in California, so snow is not something that we have very often, especially in the valley where I'm located. But yeah, I found this when I first got my Arabian years ago, over 10 years ago, 13 years ago almost. And I got this to clean up the stalls where I was boarding him. And I've never been able to find a replacement since then. And I've been using this shovel for all these years. And I like it because it's got this ergonomic handle. It's pretty awesome. Alright. And then he made a couple poo-poos outside, so I'm going to go get those and put those in the bucket. The baby horse next door is yelling. It's got my horse is pretty wound up. So then I use the rake out here because this is a sand paddock. And we like to keep the sand in the paddock. So it's very expensive. The sand actually is the same sand they use to make concrete. They get the sand at a quarry not too far from me, but it's still expensive. Last I knew it was like $18 a ton, which is pretty ridiculous. But, Leo, thanks for coming. Again, don't forget the thumbs up and the subscribing. Very important. Helps the channel. Doesn't... Oops. Oh, we have a bee. So we have a honeybee. My neighbor next door is a honey... Oops, you're going to turn around? There's a honeybee. The neighbor across the street is a bee farmer. So we end up with bees over here quite often. So let's let the bee out. There you go. Bye-bye, bee. Let me go dump the cart, and then we're going to fill Oreo's manger. Whee! There goes my cart. And the sheep and donkeys are still stuffing their faces. And yeah, yesterday I was out here just doing some grounds maintenance, moving the manure spread area. So we're getting ready for our winter rainy season, so I'm just moving the dumping area around. So I spread it out here, and it allows it to dry. I feed a fly larvae interrupter thing, whatever it is. It stops the flies from becoming more flies. So that's a feed through that I give to the horses, and it cuts down on the fly production. I also have a fly spray system in the barn that keeps the flies out of the barn. Oh, there's my ducks quacking. Hi, duckies. All right, so while I'm looking around out here, I think I'm going to turn the arena water on and get that going. It takes about 40 minutes each side. So if I'm going to ride this morning, I need to plan for an hour and a half. Or no, what is that? Almost an hour and a half. It's 80 minutes, just over an hour. So yeah, hour and 10 minutes for watering. I just have the 2 horses. I've had other horses through the years, but for, you know, they get older, and then you end up with problems. So I've unfortunately lost 3 horses, 2 to laminitis, 1 to a diaphragm rupture that was shocking. Had no idea that was even a thing. Okay, so you can see how beautiful it is. Beautiful morning. There is a little bit of rain in the area. Just north of us got a little bit of rain yesterday, which is quite rare here in the valley in August. But yeah, so I run the water. This one will run for about 40 minutes, and then I'll run the other side for about 40 minutes, and then I'll come out here and get ready to ride. And the round pen's right behind me. I worked in there last night. We just did lunging because the baby horse, let's see if I can show you the baby horse that's walking the fence. It's got my horses pretty wound up still. It's a little paint, I think. I don't know if it's a quarter horse, paint quarter horse or what, but it's black and white. And it's cute. It's a young horse. It's only 2 years old. Doesn't have any manners. I already talked to my neighbor, told him he was welcome to come over here. This is my round pen. And to use the round pen and do some training. But it's his nephew's. His nephew bought the horse for his wife. So it was a gift. Which is never a good thing to do with a 1,200-pound animal. You should get the horse you want, not the horse somebody thinks that you might want. Because they're pretty specific, and you know, and if the horse doesn't like you or doesn't bond with you, that's not a good thing. So just going down here through my ditch. So we have this ditch that runs through the property. You can see it's got a giant culvert back up there. And so in the wintertime, this fills with runoff from the front of the house, from the street. Let's see where this horse is. There he is. Okay. Let's turn you around so you can see the neighbor's horse. There he is. Well, he's kind of small. He said he was about 2, or I don't know if it's a he or a she, but it's about 2 years old, and it's lonely. Oh, there's a pig over here too, by the way. There's a pig right in there. It was given to my neighbor. I'm like, oh my God, you have a pig over there. He goes, yeah, somebody gave it to me. So this is the horse. Looks like he's put up additional fencing. That's why he's over here. So this is the horse that's got my horses upset. Hi. Hi, baby horse. Yes, he's very cute. Oh, you nicked your nose. Yep, you nicked your nose on the wire. You gotta stay off the wire. So, I think it might be a filly, but it's cute. It's here. And then let me show you the pig. This is kind of hilarious. I didn't even know it was here one day. I was like, oh my God, there's a pig in there. So this is the, hi piggy. Hi piggy. Hi pig pig. Hi. Oink oink. Oink oink. Oink oink. That's the pig. I know, isn't he cute? I think it's a she. Yeah, it's a she pig. The horse seems to like it. That's good. So that's what's going on over here at my neighbor's, and it's got my horses kind of losing their marbles. But it's fine. We train around it. I mean, you go to a horse show, God knows what's going to happen at a horse show. I was watching a show in Germany this weekend. I have Clip My Horse TV. It's an app that you can download and watch all equestrian events all over the world. And I guess we'll go down here. And I was watching it. It's a big event. They've got cars and flags and all the things. And I'm like, yeah, I probably need to. I've done flag work with my horse, with Oreo before. But I was watching that show and I'm like, and it was windy and the flags were really flipping around. And I said, yeah, I probably need to do some more flag work. So I'll be putting my flags out here just so that they can flap around and they get used to having that sort of a distraction. And of course, having a horse next door. And I ride dressage, so I'm an English rider. So when you watch the Olympics and you watch the horses doing movements to music, that's what I do. So I'm in the lower levels right now. I'm trying to develop Oreo, my 5-year-old, to Grand Prix, which is the highest level. It takes quite a bit of work. Right now he's schooling second level. We're showing training level, but he's schooling first and second level. So some of the beginning collection movements, the collection starts to begin in second level, and then third level you start adding the flying changes, and then it gets more complicated as you get into fourth level, because you're starting to prepare for the FEI classes, which is pre-St. George, I1, I2, and then the Grand Prix. So it takes roughly 5 years to develop a horse for Grand Prix. For dressage. It takes the horse as long as it takes the horse to get all the movements. Let me just set you here so I can put my cart back. And let me get Oreo's hay done, and then we got grain bags to do, so we're almost done. We still have to do the grain bags. And then before I bring them in, I put carrots in the mangers, in the buckets. So you're going to stay there, or you're going to fall over. The floor in my paddocks is not level, thanks to the work of the mice and the squirrels underneath the. Are you going to stay there? Mice and the squirrels getting underneath my my mats. The bee. Put the bee out. Come on, bee, go on hide. Save yourself. There you go. Yeah, this winter we're probably going to attack the mats and do concrete under the mats. Stop that. The mice and the squirrels from doing damage. All right, let me get my meadow grass out of here. So this is the meadow. He doesn't eat as much as Duende does. Duende is a machine. Alright, let's get the meadow out. This is all the stuff that goes on every day on the farm, and all I share is usually just some of the antics in between. I don't usually show you all the chores that we do, but not that many people live on farms anymore, so it's really good to see what goes into having a horse. You know, every kid wants a horse, but yeah, I'm hoping, because you never know, as you're training, something can happen, whatever. But I'm hoping that we get to Grand Prix. And I'm learning a lot. My trainer is actually at Lamplight, which is what do they call that? It's like a national championship, but it's invitation only. And you have to qualify. You have to compete in these specific classes to get to Lamplight, and he's got 4 horses there. One of them, it's a stallion that is a client horse. He's been having trouble with because of the previous training it had. So he has scratched that one. But he's got 3 that are still going for the competition. Let's see. This is my tack room. I've got all my saddle pads and stuff over there, my saddles, and this is also where my feed is. So everything has to be kept in bins because mice. I don't like having mice in my tack room. So we feed supplements with the grain, so that's why they get the grain, is because there's supplements here in the bottom, and then the grain goes on top. And then it goes into the little scoopers to make it easier to distribute. And then I distribute them into those red buckets that you saw in their stalls. So we'll go in, take this stuff in. And, yesterday I've been getting my horse trailer ready for the show. So we've qualified for the California Dressage Society, CDS, championships in September. So at training level. Of course, we're schooling at second, but he's showing at training level, as I was saying. Generally, you want to be training 1 to 2 levels above where you're showing. So that's what we're doing. And just dump the, let me put this down before I make a big mess. So then I dump the scoop in. And that's the last bit before I go get carrots and stick carrots in their buckets. And they'll be outside now for a couple hours. And then I'll bring them in. And they'll hang out in their stalls for a couple of hours. And then we'll see what time I feel like riding today. It's a beautiful morning though. Yeah, we've had a little bit of a break in the temperatures. I had a little bit of a heat wave last week, so it was 103, 104. And then now, yesterday was like 86, 88, something like that. It was anything under 90 this time of year is like spring all over again. It's wonderful. And so, yeah, so we're just about done. I'm going to finish up the water, which you don't need to see all that. That'd be just boring. But yeah, thanks for coming. And if you didn't do so already, give us a thumbs up. hit the subscribe button down below, and go check out some of the other videos on my channel. I've started doing some like more informational videos, because not everybody knows dressage or what the movements are called and how you do them. So thanks, Leo, I appreciate it. But yeah, so I did some informational last week's video was on shoulder in and why we do shoulder in and what it is. And then this week, I think it's leg yield. And then the week after that is trot lengthening. And then today I need to work on collected canter. What was the other one? Oh, and the walk. So collected canter and the walk. Kenya. Oh, super. Hi, Alex. Love Kenya. Love Africa. Someday. That long plane ride. Someday would be nice to go. Maybe I can get lucky and be one of those riders that get to go on those horse safaris and that gets paid for by, you know, the companies or whatever. That's probably the only way I'm going to afford to go. But yeah, I'd love to do that horse safari one of those days. That'd be awesome. They do it in Botswana and several countries. I went to Colorado State University in the wildlife program years ago, and one of my classmates was he was studying wildlife biology also, because he was a ranger or a park person, staff person for a park in Botswana. So that was super cool. But yeah, appreciate it. So I'm going to pop off here now and finish the water and check on my chickens and my ducks and head into the house. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming along with me this morning, and thanks for subbing to the channel and hitting the like button. It really helps. And so we recently crossed 2,000 subscribers, and we're on our way to 3, and I'm really super. Yeah, you guys too. Have a great day. And thanks for coming along with me in my morning chores. So I know it takes longer because I'm running my mouth. But usually I'm in and out in about 15 minutes or so. But it was fun having you guys along this morning. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks for coming.